Hi, Bruno. Thank you so much for accepting this interview invitation for ARDD 2024. And on behalf of the team, we are more than grateful to have Ani Biome and you as a sponsor, tier free, this conference. And we are even more grateful for the fact that you are a returning sponsor. That means that there must be something about ARDD for you that is especially appealing. And what is that? I hope to find out in this interview. So before we start getting into the questions, can you tell me more about AniBiome and what distinguishes the company in the longevity ecosystem?
Thank you, Dominika. Yeah, we enjoyed really Copenhagen last year and learned so much, met so many people, and we are going to barely, maybe even all the longevity conferences out there, but ARDD is something really, really special. First, it's so dense with the content and with high quality profile people and real science that is being there. So we are returning really happy this year, not only as sponsors, but also we'll have a lecture and a startup pitch. And in AniBiome, we are actually targeting psychogenic aging. So we are focused on our mental, emotional, and cognitive performance, but through gut. We believe that we can become NVIDIA of longevity, because if we think about our gut as internal bioreactor, as this inner pharmacy that has the ability to produce any chemical of need, and those chemicals are directly influencing our mental and emotional health, then we have within us something that FDA cannot control. We have this so powerful machine that when that machine produces something, it's always personalized. It's always bioavailable because it's for us, it's ours. So we are tackling that machine with bioactives. Bioactives are like signals. They're like letters and words that we are trying to understand and using machine learning to actually understand how to make sentence out of these bioactives. So what we do, we use synergistic blends of bioactives. We have our system of non-invasive digital diagnostics and then set of multiple machine learning models that are actually connecting the two. So at this point, we are direct to consumer, a supplement-oriented company, but we already have in preparation and in preclinical trial more things that are oriented on medical nutrition and medical device.
Wow, okay, the next NVIDIA of longevity. I'm definitely keeping fingers crossed for it. And I really like the analogy of like kind of cheating the system without FDA because like everything is in the gut is our own, right? So please tell me, Bruno, if I am a consumer and I want to buy your solution, then how does the process look like? I go to your website and what happens next?
Yes, so it's a typical subscription model. The difference between other supplement brands is that we have this feedback loop, and feedback loop is based on our proprietary virtual scan. So we are not taking any blood test or stool sampling, etc. We were doing that before, but realized that it's not longitudinal, it's not scalable, it's not something that people would do often. It's really expensive. You need to wait for the results, and what we need to have is this constant to see over time the trends, because maybe we are missing some context for a person, and we can see that context if we have a trend. So what we do, we have our app that we developed. It's already available, and that app has tongue picture. So you would take a picture of your tongue, literally, put it out. It's actually really fun. It takes 1 second, and then based on that, you are getting 6 personalized questions, and those questions are personalized based on your previous sense and based on the tongue pictures and all the biological associations that we can extract from that picture. You can also connect your wearable. We have partnership with Oura Ring, and so we are giving Oura to all annual subscribers, but you can also connect your Oura or something else. So all these data points are entering machine learning model, but it's only one of the data points that we are taking, data sets actually. The second one is our clinical research and preclinical, so our proprietary data that we are doing with different institutions. And third is based on public databases. So we have these 3 inputs in a model, and then based on that model is making a profile of the user, clustering user in certain biological endotypes. So that means that we don't personalize each supplement for each individual, but we are personalizing monthly bundle of these bioactives that is always unique. And then next month we are sending a new box. Something that is going to be announced next week that I believe is pretty cool and innovative is that we are going to share 5% of the company with our community, with early adopters. So we will give 5% of the company to first 1,500 subscribers. And that is something that is completely innovative and new, because Imagine that you are buying Apple computers or iPhone, and then when Apple reaches a milestone that you get some kind of shares or money. And so I believe it will be something really special, and we will have different distribution of those shares based on the length of subscription, data shared, and referrals. So once we reach unicorn valuation, in average, that will be 33,000 per subscriber worth shares. So it's something that is really valuable, and I think it can set a new standard of brand building.
Definitely, this is innovative. I have never heard of this solution before, and because you're not on stock, are you?
No, but it will be made so that 5% is being activated in the moment of liquidity event. So that means once we do IPO, hopefully IPO, but there are also other ways to execute liquidity event. At that point, that will be converted into shares. Before that, they will collect points, so they will have equivalent of those shares, and then it will be distributed in the moment when that will actually have intrinsic market value.
Wow, okay, so it seems like AniBiome is actually finding very good ways to hop over the walls of the system, as you mentioned before, and with this. So, wow, I'm seeing really great ideas here. Congratulations. And I hope to hear more of the details at ARDD, which is happening in about a month, actually, a month and 2 days. Wow, that's exciting. And okay, so coming back to ARDD for a second, you've been there before. So can you share some anecdotes or some key memories that come up when I say ARDD 2023 that pop in your brain?
So yeah, I can share many things. First, let's go from fun part. A day before, we were hosted on the sauna boat, and that is something that yeah, Alex organized, and then Alex were making like flips and jumping into water. That was quite cool, but it was really special because also some of the scientists and some of the people from the industry, they were there, so it was more intimate connecting. Pretty intimate in sauna, but not only from that part, but also before the conference, and not going directly to 800 or 900 people, but just having this smaller group to see what is the vibe in the air. So that was something that was quite cool. Second thing is that we there reconnected with LongeVC. So LongeVC is also one of the sponsors there, and they are VC fund that invested in us 2 months afterwards. So we knew them from before. So it wasn't like it was a first contact on ARDD, but there we reconnected, and we spoke with one of the partners, and he heard about our progress, and he said, okay, let's take a second look. And basically ARDD was that missing link for LongeVC in the end, actually partnering with Ani in terms of venture investment. So that is something that is important for us. And also there we were sitting in the audience and listening to all those lectures and everything, and making data room, because we needed to be really fast. So we needed to make our data room. And always when you're a startup, you don't do things if they're not urgent. So we were doing it there for LongeVC, and that was quite fun. So we were listening with one ear, with other ear working on it, and that's it. But basically Copenhagen, it's something really special. Just renting a bikes and going from Airbnb to the conference. Then later on, people were going sometimes wild in the bar, but we are trying to live longevity. So we didn't go for so late, but one evening we were there.
Wow, these are marvelous stories. And well, first, late congratulations on partnering with LongeVC. I assure that this was a very big moment in the company. And I hope that things like this will also happen this year. So getting into manifestation kind of vibe right now, if you could have like a perfect scenario of what would happen this year at ARDD, are you looking for any partnerships? Are you open to any specific ways of collaboration? What are your hopes?
So I realized that always when I have a specific goal, then in the end, if something happens that is better than what I could had imagined. So of course we do have some goals. I will be at a panel that I believe it will be really cool, because some people from the industry are there talking about where longevity is today. So I hope I can contribute to that one. Also startup pitch. Of course, I do hope that we will win, and we are always playing to win, so that we will be pitching there. But also meeting Peter Diamandis and about XPRIZE, learning some things, because we are structuring our research and everything else so that we are ready for XPRIZE. So we have our eyes and ears open regarding all the details. So I believe that will be cool, but also just reconnecting with dear people. Those are people, some of them are our private investors, some of our friends, collaborators, and learning what they do at this point in time and seeing how always on those conferences is not also about the content itself. You can find everything these days online, but it's about listening to trends. So if you have 5 or 7 or 10 lectures and 40 or 50% talk about similar themes, then there is something in the air that you cannot just catch from a newsletter or from a YouTube lecture. So that is something that you need to be there and to actually feel it. And Copenhagen is always inspiration. So the whole venue and the vibe there. So basically that's it. Going there with an open mind and trying to solve everything before, so we don't need to spend time on laptops, being fully present for the conference and see where that will lead us and what that will open.
Wow, and I thought I couldn't be even more excited for ARDD personally, and now you doubled the stakes for me. So I'm sure that people who listen are even more motivated to come or register right now, which they can still do online. So thank you so much for bringing all these stories. And switching gears a little bit towards not sponsors, but startups both start with S, and both are connected actually. But if you could have a tip for people who are just coming to ARDD as people who are fresh in longevity, just starting on their startup idea, not even in Series A yet, what would you tell them from your experience?
From my experience, it's really important that they don't listen to anybody, because if they would come there and actually listen what industry leaders are talking about, that is always state of things as it is today. So I know that this is about most of the companies are pharma oriented, but I do believe that longevity company will not be typical pharmaceutical company, because we are entering new era, we are entering new industry, and that new industry will set new trends. And those new trends will be based on computational science before everything else. They will be personalized. If we talk about longevity drug that is still not here, it will probably be direct to consumer, because healthy individuals are going to take it. So there is no much sense to be distributed solely through healthcare systems. And basically all the things I've just mentioned are really disruptive. That means that known rules and rules that made multi-billion-dollar companies that are in this space are not valid for the time that is coming. So coming there, seeing where this is, and knowing that this is not where it's going to be. So looking at these dots and connecting them with potential, connecting them with their feeling, their inspiration, their vision, and then having these known facts that are here, that they can relate, that they can extract something from, and having something that is tangible only from them, and connecting the two, and that is basically putting their dream into reality and bridging the gap between future that is only hypothetical, but potentially beautiful, and the present that is always full of flaws, because we see what can be better. And just by having this mindset, I believe that is the embodying longevity industry, because the longevity industry is about enhancing our cognitive, emotional, and mental capacity. It's not only about eradicating diseases. Of course, it's a first step. It's not only about living longer. It's not only about living healthier. It's actually becoming superior human beings. And with our superior performance, we'll be able to work together with AI, with AGI, I dare to say. So that is something, it's still subculture. It's a small community still. It has huge potential. And in 10, 15, 20 years, we are all going to tell war stories, as now all the Silicon Valley people are talking when the tech revolution started and everything that happened there. And all these tech billionaires are now talking about those times when all the people doubt that it will be something really huge. starting from internet to iOS to everything else that happened afterwards. But we are shaping this future now, and every small company that is coming there actually have higher chances because of their agility, their originality, and their creativity to become #1 longevity company.
Wow, Bruno, then I can't wait to see AniBiome's role in actually making the longevity not niche anymore, but actually the achieving all the goals that you just mentioned, becoming a superior human species. I can't wait to see your role in that. Thank you so much for taking the time for this interview, and I can't wait for your appearance at ARDD, both the lecture and the startup pitch.
Thank you, Dominika. I'm looking forward also to see you in person again after London in Copenhagen. So we are, as I said, small community, so meeting all over the place, and looking forward.
Exactly, and the community hopefully is going to grow more and more, even exponentially. Thank you so much, and see you in a
It
month.
must grow exponentially, but also it's about applying this science. So it's not about scientific research. It's about taking it out of laboratory walls and putting it there to people to help someone today and then to make better futures. So we are all working on that, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Exactly. People need to have access, but it all needs to be very reliable scientifically, which is exactly what you're representing with AniBiome. So thank you for that, and I can't wait to hear more.
Thank you, Dominika.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.